Okay, so again, we'll just let this play through over time. There's really, that photo, I think Berkeley built an Ironman, was there a, yeah.
I saw the
Yeah. So that was like a perfect opportunity for you to see on Ironman Day, which is, it's great. As I said, Pete's just back from Cairns Ironman, and there was a photo of him running, what stage of the marathon do you think that was?
halfway.
Yeah, halfway point of the marathon. And his stride was out in front, heel hitting the ground first and body sitting back. And I think it's just a picture of the demand of the day, really. But for you, it's the ability to, how long can you just keep it together? When you take the effort out of the equation, if we just put an exhausted you out there, how good is your shell to just stand up and keep running on empty, basically, which is the same from any marathon running. You want to think, if the energy goes, what does my running look like? Can I still, with good technique, can I still stand up? So that a really bad day is a bad day, not a complete disaster. And then your good day is a fantastic day, not just a pretty good day. Yeah, all right. So just one thing for you, I think with the amount of workload that you're putting in, I think it's just really important that you keep treating the body and just monitoring any of those little tight spots and sorenesses, so that you can spend as much time feeling free when you run as possible. So it's not just necessarily about being an old Datsun out there getting driven into the ground. You want to think of yourself as a little bit of a Formula One car and make sure that you're getting the attention in pit lanes. So just here, if we just sort of almost blur the eyes a little bit and just have a look, you just look a little bit proppy. And I'd say you're just holding tension through your body, and it's almost like we know the ground's coming, and every time we hit the ground, it's almost like they're hot cold in a way. This is being quite picky, but if we just watch that through in real time, can you see that? Yeah. Rather than just feeling like you're flowing over the top of the ground.
How do you get rid of that?
Well, how do you feel running? Do you feel sore, or do you feel good? Really good?
I feel tension in the upper body.
Yeah.
Like you described.
Yeah. So I think it's probably just being able to just find ways to relax the parts that you don't need the tension. I think hands is a really big one. You hold tension in your hands, that means tension in your forearm, means tension in your upper arm, tension in your shoulders. So just relaxing the hands straight away, if you do that now, hold tension there and try not to tense your forearm at the same time versus let it go. Yeah. So that's the difference. And when we're under pressure when we run, one of the common things is the hands tense up, the face tenses up. All of a sudden, we're holding tension through the upper body and everything gets harder. So yeah, definitely a bit of a reset mechanism is just relax the hands, relax the face. Think about even smiling. If you're really suffering out there and you smile, it's going to take the tension off your face. Sometimes it's harder, easier said than done. Yeah. But, so if we just have a look at the pattern here as well, see that left arm tracks pretty nice in the gait, but the right arm has a different gait. See right arm down here, left arm across here, and then if we just watch that roll through, right arm comes up, but then it drops down past the hip, whereas the left arm never does. Okay, so it's a little bit of just, it's a difference in balance from axis to axis, and if we think about Declan's video with everything just extremely symmetrical, that's how we want to be able to run. Probably let's just track through so we get the other angle. But I'd say again, just searching for the ground a little bit with your heels. Landing with the toes up and sort of striking the ground with the heels. So again, you notice the difference in arm carriage here. It's almost like if we drew a line across there, the right arm sits below the line, the left arm never drops below it. So probably deeper into a run, that's when we might start to get some of that stuff happening. And then if we're loading up one side to the other, that's when we can be a little bit uncomfortable, balance goes out, and all of a sudden it just changes the whole pattern. Okay. So, touch on there, I'd say it is still slightly positive angle, but we're pressing through the chest, good shape there, but I'd just say it's probably purely just a tightness from away from running. So maybe it has a bit to do with the fact that you're on the bike this morning, but all the better for seeing you like that. But you just see how there's sort of sitting back a little bit through there, whereas if we can keep that angle, let's just get you in. So I like to draw a picture like that. So that's the angle that we really want to see when we run, and you're pretty close through there from that back leg through. But I just think there's a little bit of tightness through the hips, which may be just some stuff whenever you get a spare 5 minutes, just to lie down on your elbows, on the ground, lying on your elbows. It just resets the spine and the hips. And then let's just have a look. See, as that leg recovers too, it recovers sort of below the line of the knee. Oh, yeah. So probably, again, just a sign of tightness through here. If we just have a look, it looks like it wants to come up above, but then it's like we're just getting jammed up, caught through the hip there, and it recovers below the line of the knee. So rather than tracking straight forward, it just comes around slightly, and then yeah, we're in a position there where landing in front of the body. So let's just think about taking the tension out and almost feeling like you're just trying to really land underneath your body. Running faster isn't about stepping further forward, it's about pushing further back. So if you can reset that sort of thought process, whereas it doesn't matter what we do out here, it matters what we do out here. So literally have that sort of picture in your mind. You're going to recover that far, you're going to push that far. And yeah, possibly one thing for you to think about as well is just that tricep thing as well. Feel like as you extend back here, that's when the opposite side is really driving back. But let's go through the drills again today, particularly some of the landing ones, and let's just see if we can really start to take the tension out of that lower leg and almost getting the first point of contact a little bit further up the foot rather than the heel. But yeah, and then probably just the only other thing in terms of the posture is, rather than having everything lean forward, it's like we're leaning through the chest, but we're really working hard to set the shoulders back. So the shoulders stay back and down, the chest presses out, and it's almost like the shape is, we're trying to bring the upper body away from itself, in that we're not just committing to the lean forward, we're pressing the chest forward, but we're fighting to keep those shoulders back, okay? And if you think about it in terms of just opening up the airways through here, shoulders roll back, bigger surface area at the front, so we can take in more air basically, and that's just going to keep the head in better position. And then probably here, if we took a picture of you 20 k's later, it might look like that, and then all of a sudden you're having to work to keep the upper body upright when it wants to just be falling forward. Yep.